it again.
Do it again. Yay!
And welcome back. It's the early morning Sunday show, the Christmas edition. Show you wait around all year. It's the, oh boy, it's the Christmas special time. Yay. What's going to happen? Cheers. Merry almost Christmas to everyone. Kind of fun not to be working in retail, not having to go out to malls, go out to stores, not having to do that every day. Yeah, I'm kind of enjoying missing the crowds. It's all good. I was sending this out. It's my Christmas card. There we go. It's really what it's all about. Actually, I have another Christmas card I sent relatives. I used to send a lot of those out to Europe, to a lot of you out there in Europe and everything, but man, postage, holy smokes. I mean, it costs the price of an album to send anything anymore. It's just like gads. But I'm wishing all of you a happy, very, very Merry Christmas, and thanks for tuning in. So cheers. Have my for Chris, here's my official shirt to wear around. There we go. Yeah, perfect for any kind of parties or anything that you go to. There, to say, I just did. I do a lot of photography. It's just what I enjoy doing. In that, I just had this print that kind of, it's a little messed. You can't tell there, but isn't that nice? It was snowing. I just took this a week or so ago. Just a beautiful, nice snowy. I'm walking underneath the tree and I see this light. I'm going, wow, that thing's beautiful. And, everyone else is going by. This is when the wife starts getting mad at me because I'm the only one looking at the tree. Everyone's looking, trying to figure out what the hell you're doing. And but I just saw this picture and I had to get it. So I did some black and white. And I had this one I did a few years back. I was down in Savannah, Georgia, when my oldest son was getting married. Me and my youngest son and him were down there, and just nice, beautiful early morning scene. I love getting up before the sunrise. That's my favorite time of day, before sunrise, to be out walking and looking at sunrise. Thus, the early morning Sunday show, right? Okay, because I'm always up. Last week I said I was going to kind of maybe reboot the symbol, and I've had some people send me in some ideas. And because I talked about kind of a mountains with a vinyl record rising above it. So it's just, maybe a tribute to Cat. You'd have like a cat in there kind of walking toward the mountains, or footprints or whatever. And I've had some people send in some stuff. And so I'm going to look at these seriously. If you have an idea, you want to send it to me, send it to me. I'm going to start showing them to my family. Go, what do you think? What do you think? I have some I really loved. They look excellent. So very, very nice. Excited to have that. The opening, Christmas lights. It's Christmas. It's Christmas time. We should show Christmas lights. That's what you should do. So there's some Christmas lights. Also, Aiden has his second birthday. Yesterday on the winter solstice, the 21st. Aiden turned 2. This year, he understands ripping open packages much better. It was quite the party. And I just to be here every week to see him grow, along with Evelyn. It's been the best ever. So, yeah, great Christmas for me, that's for sure. All right, let's move into what we got to talk about today. Michael Christensen, my friend Michael Christensen, sent me some VCLT. This is a group called The Finn out of Japan. He's a Japanese singer. It's all in English. This is a beautiful album. Just very nice, poppier type music, but just very well put together. Really been enjoying this thing. Sounds good. Eventually we will get that shown on the early morning show. Michael Christensen's channel is MI Blue 565. I think I got that right. It's right there. He's getting ready to put out a new album. Check out his channel, sub him. You can hear samples when the new album comes out. It'll be out this next year. He also sent me this, and Vanaligi. Oh man, performers. This is done by Cherokee Indians and a variety of Cherokee Indians, and it is some great music. It is very much. It's not like what you would think of Indian music. I mean, there's rock, there's pop, it's well done. It's a compilation of songs dealing with, the Cherokee Nation out of Tulsa, down in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and it was a crowd. I was shocked what I heard. I mean, it was just like, God, that's really, really good. Yeah, eventually I will be able to get the piles of stuff. I have to show Mark's albums yet, too. So, yeah, a lot of records to get through here. Behind me on the walls, you can kind of see, I know the chair blocks some of it. I have the new albums from this last year that did not make my list. I think I'm about done with that, so maybe we'll get that rolled out here fairly soon. But what did make my list? Let's get into that. First album today is Garbage. This is a 2015 repress. So Garbage formed in '93 in Madison, Wisconsin. This is a nice 2-record set. Beautiful red. Opens up. Pretty little cool photography. Yeah. And in the end, the inner sleeves has stuff too. Lots of words. So, Garbage, you could say a Scottish-American rock band. And they've had the same lineup since '93. With the two big players, Butch Vig and, of course, Shirley Manson. Now, Garbage really started by Duke Erickson, who's their guitarist, and Butch Vig on drums. They were both producers. And, they just thought, wouldn't it be cool if we just kind of did our own thing, had our own band. And so they began, they got interested in, they saw this gal. They were watching MTV 120-minute video. And there was a group called Angel Fish. And there was the video on there was called Suffocate Me. And you can check it out. And so they go, oh, who is this gal? Well, it was Shirley Manson. So they call her in. And she had a terrible audition. It didn't go well whatsoever. But after the audition, she talked with the band and had very similar tastes in music. Well, eventually they call her back, give her another chance, but she asked, can I have a second chance? It went okay, but not great. But they said, you know what, let's bring her on. Well, their first sessions were a disaster. Things just weren't working out between them. It just, she's not sure what the heck they want. You know what they want? Yeah, we're working on that cold still, right? But it gets better, and they start to try to find a rhythm. And so in that first session, they came up with the skeletal framework for the songs Queer, Stupid Girl, and Vow. 3 of their big songs. And they began to take off. Shirley Manson suddenly was writing, having to do that with the lyrics and stuff. This album is just filled with well-crafted pop songs. You do have those alt classics of the alt rock classics of Queer, of Vow, and just, of course, the wonderful Stupid Girl. It's more poppy. The album is extremely well produced, as you would expect. And to me, it's one of those great 90s albums. And so I thought, I really need to get that back in. Used to have it on CD. Really nice to get this on vinyl. Garbage, self-titled, Garbage. Store Day, my number one want, Paul Ngozi. Viva Ngozi. This met my expectations. It was so good. Here we go. Beautiful orange vinyl label, Paul Ngozi. You know, this is his first solo album that he did. He's not known as being the greatest soloist in the world, but he has a really pretty good voice. It's not bad at all. Now, what was nice is it also came. We have here, we got these guys. Look at that, looking really cool. Here he is with some kids. And this is what I talk real record store day, giving us that little bit of extra. Talking about this. I mean, it was kind of interesting. They said all of the big rockers in Zambia there, you know, because this is great Zamrock. They all had their own tailor to make their clothes. Some were looking like glam rock. Some were looking like mod. Paul Ngozi was more a punk rock look, you know, to how he wanted to be styled. And that was a big part of it. You know what? You had to look good. If you don't look good, you know, who's going to listen to your music? Regrettably, Zamrock only lasted a couple years. You know, the company went to hell. The country went to hell because copper prices fell and people didn't have money. There was curfews, so you couldn't be out at night, though he was arrested, you know, a few times for being out at night. But incredible good album. This is just packed with fuzz and wah-wah guitar. I mean, his biggest influences were 10 years after Cream and Grand Funk. And you also hear a lot of Hendrix in here. This thing rocks hard. And it's the first time it's ever been repressed. An original, mid-price for original right now is going on Discogs. It's priced like $270. If I saw a mid-price, I would probably, you know, and I could get it for that, I'd grab it. Just because it's Paul Ngozi. So this, if you see that out there and you really like some hard rock, you want to try Zamrock, man. It doesn't go for a lot of money after Record Store Day. Really good stuff.
Call me, baby. I like to go away. Call me, baby. I like to go away. Call me, baby. I like to go away.
Into some jazz, Duke Pearson, because you should go from Zamrock to jazz. It just makes good sense. Duke Pearson, born in Atlanta in 1932, passed away in 1980. He really, when you think of Duke Pearson, when it comes to Blue Note, he put the hard bop sound really into Blue Note. He really helped shape and stylize that. You know, when he was growing up, he learned to play the piano, but also all the brass instruments. But he had dental issues, so wound up he couldn't really do brass. So he just stuck to the piano. And, you know, he's played on a ton of different albums, but also would lead his own band. And he kind of was into big band. That's something he really liked. Well, this album came out in 1967, The Right Touch. And he really has an all-star cast on here. Freddie Hubbard's on trumpet, Garnet Brown trombone, Stanley Turrentine's tenor sax, Gene Taylor on bass. I mean, there's just, he has a 9-piece band going on here. And this thing just swings. I mean, it's packed with a lot of diverse melodies, and really, when you listen, there's some challenging compositions. But the fact is, it swings. I mean, the very first song, Chili Peppers, it's 7 minutes of just, it swings so hard with just Pearson laying down this framework on his piano for others to take off and solo from. It's just wonderful. Made It Good was the next song, and he really puts down some cool solos on that. Again, you just, you're snapping your fingers, but sounds wonderful. My Love Waits was more of a softer cha-cha-cha happening. Great for dancing too. If you like to dance to the cha-cha-cha, which who doesn't want to dance to cha-cha-cha? 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. Yeah, it's there. It's a wonderful album. Just wonderful. Out of Blue Note. Yeah, I kind of keep an eye on when Amazon puts them on clearance. Amazon's packaging has really sucked lately. I have gotten so many bent covers and dings, and but then other packaging, maybe I'll just do a random packaging one of these days, it's worse. I mean, it just, Discogs, stuff from Discogs generally is packaged the best over any other company, but Third Man Record, they're awesome at it. But yeah, this is good stuff. Really enjoyed Duke Pearson. So, from jazz, of course, what would come next? What would you put after jazz? Public Enemy, no doubt about it. In my opinion, this is Public Enemy's last great album, Apocalypse 91, that came out in 1991. After this, rap really began to change, and, I mean, these guys set the table for rap and what was happening in rap. And now you had NWA and everybody else coming out harder, more gangster. These guys are more about societal issues and pissed off about things. But this is their 4th album, and it is extremely powerful. They are once again speaking their minds. By the time I get to Arizona is on here. Was Arizona's refusal to celebrate Martin Luther King Day. You had Shut 'Em Down, which was about liquor stores and how they preyed upon the black people, and especially white-owned liquor stores or whatever, and in the ghettos where then, black people just, be buying this cheap alcohol and be drunk and keeping them down. Bring the Noises on here with Anthrax, which is just so cool. This thing, I mean, it's filled with very abrasive, hard beats. It is so packed with just this wall of noise coming at you, but I really like it. Again, I feel this is their last great album for gangster rap, really took over. But it is packed with heat, and they just have a lot to say about society, and they do a wonderful job with it. Really great stuff.
Yeah. Stop the train. Watch out for the train that's on the track. Yo, look out for the night train. Stop the train. Look out for the train. Staying on the scene, sitting on the train. See all the faces look about the same. They gonna sell out who's taking a ride like cargo. Could we deal the keys from Key Largo? Running that narcotic, a Georgie got it. Take I'm making the G's erotic. In the freezing skis so we can put them down. Put his record is right, I'ma put them in the ground. Got the nervous helping.
Moving into a group that everyone knows, of course, is Recovery Effects. Recovery Effects, the Black Delta Movement. Black Delta Movement. This out of Fuzz Club. Now that's pretty damn cool. Huh? That's cool stuff. So Black Delta Movement. They're out of the UK. They formed in 2010. This is their second album. Matt Buss is the man behind the music, and he's the creative force. Recovery Effects. This came out in 2023, so I can't make my list this year. But this has immersive grooves, heavy psych music. It's all part of it. Again, it's the sophomore effort. He has a whole different band than from his first album, in case you want to know that. There's this dark, funky organ that's happening, and you can just hear it throughout the songs that I really, really liked. But it's also filled with a lot of different moods and different textures, a lot of times pretty dark. You know, you have the psychedelic slow burn song of, which song was that one? Hiding in the Grass, was it? What was it? Yeah, Hiding in the Tall Grass is a cool psych song that I really liked. There was the garagey kind of funk music of Fourth Pass Over the Graveyard, which is just kind of a neat name. What's going on with that? I don't know. But you also have, there's punk rock even. Zip Tie has a punk rock type sound. So they're doing a variety of different things, but in this very dark looking album. Inner sleeve, got some pictures, pretty nice. Really like this. This is really cool stuff. The songs, they're personal, kind of raw type songs, but presented with a lot of grit and energy. Cool stuff from the Black Delta Movement. Then, oh man, a month or so, a couple months ago, Harris Pilton let me know. Goes, hey, have you heard Shelby Lynn? And he bought one of her albums. I had a lot of Shelby Lynn CDs, and I loved her voice, but I didn't know. I hadn't thought about her even looking at vinyl. Sure as heck. Here, this was her first very big album. I Am Shelby Lynn. And great music, just great. And so Paris, thank you for telling me about this and letting me know. And Paris is one of those also that's quite good at getting me to spend more money. So, like many of you are. Oh, the Christmas we could have had, but for Christmas you'll say, listen, there's a lot of people around this world that are spending my money for me, so this is what you get. But Shelby Lynn, born in 1968, her younger sister is Ellison Moore. Her real name is Shelby Lynn Moore, but goes obviously by Shelby Lynn. This is her 6th album, and on this album, she won a Grammy for Best New Artist. It's her 6th album, but she won the Grammy for Best New Artist. Now, I know, Richie, you're not going to buy it because she won a Grammy, so it's got to be crap. But this is really quite good. This is beautiful stuff. This girl had a tragic life. Now, her father, he had a band. He was a big band leader. Her mother taught vocal harmonies. There was a lot of music in their family, but her father was also an abusive alcoholic. So in 1985, the mother and the girls, they packed up and fled. Didn't tell him where they're going because they didn't want him to find them. So they were in Virginia, and they fled all the way down to Mobile, Alabama. 86, the father found him. Found him. Shot the mother in the front yard and then shot himself. Killed. They're both dead. Girls were inside the house. Wow. Now there's something to write about, a song about. So you could see, you know, there's a lot of stuff that's happened in her life, and she's kind of had her life hasn't always been, you know, hasn't been that great. You know, she's had a lot of issues and things, but this album, she found herself, and it's really great stuff. I Am Shelby Lynn. This came out in the year 2000, and think of it part Bonnie Raitt, part Sheryl Crow. You have that. But she has a voice that's so similar to Dusty Springfield. It's classic R&B in here. There is some country, there's soul, and there's rock and roll. She puts it all together. The music, it's warm, it's very welcoming, and it's just filled with darker themes, quite honestly, which you could see that happening. She did do a song, an album later on, I think in the aughts, of Dusty Springfield, kind of covers. It just outstanding. But this is wonderful. Great voice. Love the music of Shelby Lynn. It's something that I would probably get another couple albums. Not going to be a completist, but yeah, like that.
Thought it would be easier after you gone. Thought I could pull myself together and do fine on my own.
So that's what we got this week. As always, I appreciate everyone for hanging out. Another year's coming to the end. I think I got my top 15 albums. Started with 10, went to 12, went to 15. This is filled with albums that did not make it this year. There's so much great music that happened. There's a lot of it you may not have in your collection because I went off the rails in weird ways, but fantastic year. So wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas and happy holiday season, happy Hanukkah. I always remember that my daughter-in-law is Jewish, and we do some Hanukkah stuff, and she brings in some of the foods. Some I like, some I go, I don't know, I'm not sure. This isn't what we would have at a Lutheran basement, but she's helping me get along. So yeah, wonderful time of year. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you. Cheers.